Okay, so this is my 5th Wi-Fi battle. It's against a friend by the name of the Charismatic Viper or the Charismatic Umbreon, depending upon his mood that day. We're both using mono type teams. I've got a mono dark type team, and he's got a mono bug type team. And going into this, I knew I was going to be at a disadvantage, but I wanted to see how well I can handle bug types. So I lead off with my Hydreigon, which is Scarfed or Specs. I can't ever remember. Either way, he goes for the Protect, gets the speed boost, but the next turn I'm still faster, so I'm guessing it's Scarf, and I take it out with the Flamethrower. So then he sends in his Fortress, and again I outspeed, obviously, and I hit it with the Flamethrower. It survives with Sturdy and sets up Stealth Rocks. I got that crit. Fortunately, it doesn't matter. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'm pretty much thinking here that I'm going to just try to stay in with Hydreigon and sweep his team by spamming Flamethrower. If I can, then I have a way of taking out bug mono type teams. But here he sends in his Ninjask, and I know this thing is going to Baton Pass in one way or another, and he goes for the Protect. I don't really have anything else I can do other than to stay in Flamethrower or switch. And I really don't feel like switching. He does get up the speed boost. And here he outspeeds and goes for the X-Scissor, which is super effective and does quite a bit of damage. I was actually surprised at how much damage it actually did. Anyway, I go for the Flamethrower, and it's got the Focus Sash. So, that's unfortunate, and it manages to get another speed boost off. Now it's a +2. So here I go for another, or no, I go for Flamethrower. He just goes for another X-Scissor and takes it out. Good play on his part. I probably would have protected there just because that's what I'm used to doing. Not that it's necessarily the smarter play. That's just what I would have done. So good play on his part. Here I bring in my Sableye, and what I should have done is I should have used the Calm Mind, because I should have expected either the switch with Baton Pass or Protect, but I didn't. I go for the Dark Pulse. He gets a 4th speed boost, and this turn he actually goes for the Baton Pass, and yet again I should have Calm Mind, but I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't. And I just go for another Dark Pulse as he goes into a Scizor to resist it. So that was unfortunate. Like I said, I don't know what I was thinking. He goes for the X-Scissor. Because I'm part Ghost type, I bring that down to neutral damage. I find out here that he's Life Orbed, which is pretty handy. I have a Citrus Berry. We're going with no duplicate item rule. So I have a Citrus Berry over leftovers. And I decided to get this thing with the Will-O-Wisp. And from here out, my plan was to just stall him out using Recover. I knew that I'd be able to survive a hit and recover far more HP than he was doing. And between Life Orb damage and Burn, I could sit here and do this pretty much all day, and if I'm not mistaken, that's what I do. Right here I do go for a Calm Mind, though. I thought I could take the hit a lot better than I actually did. I was thinking I could take the opportunity to set up so that later on I could maybe do a little bit more damage. Unfortunately, that's not the case, and he's able to take out Sableye. Lucky for me, with Life Orb recoil and the burn damage, he also goes down. So here, neither one of us knows what's going to happen next. He brings in his Butterfree, while I bring in my Umbreon. Now this Butterfree, it drives me nuts, and you'll see why later. I see the sleep powder, and I think it's going to do a quiver dance and set up and try to sweep my team. So I don't want to keep Umbreon in. So after seeing the sleep powder, I decide to switch out, and I bring in my Scrafty. Now, here I expected the quiver dance, but it actually sets up the Tailwind. And when I saw the Tailwind, I was kind of confused about what was going on. I didn't know what his plan was, but it turns out that his Butterfree's a bit more of a team player. And he goes for the U-turn, doesn't really do too much. And he switches out and sends in his Heracross. And this thing was the one thing that I was really terrified of. He takes all of Scrafty's moves really well. And I honestly, I don't really have anything for it. So what I do here is I want to be able to bring in my Spiritomb safely. So I bring in the Umbreon, who's asleep, and probably isn't going to get a chance to do anything in this battle anyways, to take the Mega Horn, or the Close Combat, whichever one was coming. I would have done a Close Combat, but either way, it would have taken out the Umbreon. He got a critical. I don't think that mattered, particularly with the Flame Orb. So here I think that the Tailwind had finished, and that I would be able to outspeed him with Krookodile and hit him with a Fire Fang, and hopefully take him out with Expert Belt. Unfortunately, I wasn't paying attention and didn't realize that Tailwind was still up, so he's able to outspeed, and he takes me out with the Close Combat. And at this point, I was thinking that the match was probably over for me. I had a good start, but now it's taken a turn for the worse. Spiritomb's my last hope here. So here he goes for a Mega Horn. I'm hoping that he misses, but he doesn't. And I see the HP going down, and just cross my fingers, and I survive with 2 HP. And I go for a Pain Split. So that gives Spiritomb a bit more health, and it brings the Heracross down. I don't know why I didn't go for a Shadow Ball here, and I'm also kind of wishing that I had a Shadow Sneak. Either way, he's going to take out the Spiritomb, and then he's going to take a little bit of Flame Orb damage. So I'm down to my last Pokemon, which is the Scrafty. I figure he's just going to Close Combat and it's going to be game. Lucky for me, he didn't realize Close Combat was super effective from what he said, and he goes for the Stone Edge. Unfortunately for me, he does get the crit. Either way, I'm able to take him out with a Drain Punch and heal back just a little bit of HP. And now all Scrafty has to worry about is that Butterfree and the Ninjask. So in comes the Butterfree, and it immediately goes for the Sleep Powder. And again, I was still thinking that by some chance he still might have the Quiver Dance, even though that wouldn't really make sense, saying how he's got the U-turn and the Tailwind. But here he goes for another U-turn. Again, it doesn't really do too much, and he goes into his Ninjask. I really didn't know what he had planned to do with this thing. I figure he just plans on bringing it in and hitting me with X-Scissors, but lucky for me, I wake up and I'm able to take it out. So here's where the battle gets really, really stallish, and to be 100% honest, it really started to get on my nerves because there really wasn't too much he could really do to me. He was just sort of stalling out time. In either case, he puts me to sleep with Sleep Powder. and begins to U-turn. I'm hoping that I can either wake up fast again or Shed Skin will kick in so that we could get on with this. Unfortunately, he keeps spamming the U-turn as he has nothing else to do. I managed to wake up and I go for the bulk up here. And the reason why I go for the bulk up here is because I had a feeling that he would just go for the sleep powder again. And I really, if I stay asleep for too many turns, I really can't keep taking a bunch of U-turns and doing nothing about it. So I decided to do the bulk up, and here on this next turn we see that he's actually, after leftovers, only doing 5 damage a turn, and I think that's at max. So, you know, nothing really exciting for the rest of the match. It's just me waiting to wake up while his Butterfree U-turns. Here I get the Shed Skin, which is nice, but he is faster, so he's just going to put me back to sleep right away. Again, I don't know why. He can't do anything to me, and by putting me back to sleep, my HP is actually going to go back up, but I get the Shed Skin immediately and wake up, and he goes for the U-turn, which I was kind of surprised. I was really hoping that at this point he was going to give up on the sleep powder and we could get on with it. Crunch unfortunately doesn't take it out, and here he goes for the sleep powder, and it's just, why do we have to keep doing the sleep powder? Anyway, you know, not a whole lot going on. Like I said in the last video, I was busy for a week. I was house sitting, and I was unable to upload videos there. I had a bunch of videos saved, but I lost some of them between the time that I had them saved and now, so I don't have as many videos for you guys. I'm also still looking for someone to record or to help me edit the videos. So yeah, I might find somebody by the time you guys see this. I have no idea. But anyways, I wake up there and I go for the Drain Punch, and I get a critical hit. I don't know why I went for the Drain Punch. I think I might have misclicked. I don't know. If it was, then that was just, I was looking for insanity, because here he goes, he puts me to sleep again, then he sets up the Tailwind, and I basically just have to wait to wake up. Luckily for me, I get the first turn wake up, and I go for the Crunch, and finally take out that Butterfree. So that was the game. It was pretty fun. Lucky that he went for the Stone Edge and not the close combat. But yeah, good game, Justin. Good game.